Hi, I'm Mary Ellen Collins, and I want to talk to you today about touching the center of my pain. Like a searing coal, pain, burning with pain, sorrow sits before us, dares us to touch it. It glares and it sneers, challenging us to come close. Keep that door closed, or will you help me touch the center of my pain? If I haven't met you, I'm Mary Ellen Collins, and I'm the Executive Director of the Motherless Daughters Ministry. I'm so pleased that you have decided to spend your precious time with me. So I'm bringing you this Monday morning ministry moments, the forum for you on touching the center of our pain. I want to read you a poem first that really just went to the depth of my soul. It is called The Invitation, and it's by Oriah Mountain Dreamer. The Invitation. It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for. And if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing, it doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, for the adventure of being alive. It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you have touched the center of your sorrow, if you have been opened up by life's betrayals or become shriveled and closed from fear of further pain. I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or yours, without moving to hide it or fade it or fix it. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own, if you can dance with wildness and let ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes, without cautioning us to be careful, to be realistic, to remember the limitations of being human. It doesn't interest me if the story you are telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself. If you can bear the accusation of betrayal and not betray your own soul. If you can be faithless and therefore trustworthy. I want to know if you can see beauty even when it is not pretty every day. And if you can source your own life from its presence. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand at the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of the full moon. Yes. It doesn't interest me to know where you live, how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after the night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done to feed the children. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself and if you truly like the company you keep in those empty moments. Wow, that takes some processing. I'm moved by the phrase that says, if you have touched the center of your sorrow, how many of us really have? Like a searing coal burning with pain, Sorrow sits before us and dares us to touch it. It glares and it sneers, challenging us to come close. Touching means hurting. Hurting means pain. Pain means tears. Did someone say one time that tears are the windshield washers of our souls? Could tears put out the fire? That means I have to be vulnerable. Can I trust myself to be vulnerable with you? If I'm vulnerable, will you listen and just hold me, love me, and let me sit with my pain? Or will you try to fix me? Won't you touch the hot searing coals with me? There's so much at the center of my sorrow, things I've locked away for years. I tend to think in pictures. I imagine the center of my sorrow as a grief closet that I have neatly deposited on its shelves losses and pain over the years, carefully shutting and locking the door, bolting it, using my energy to keep it secure, hoping the door never comes open. Shelves in that closet, my grief closet, hold the tears from pains and griefs and rejections that I have placed there and hope that they will just stay there. Everything from the death of my pink and blue chickens, Cheep and Chirp, to the loss of my mother and father before I was 15. Keep that door closed, or will you help me touch the center of my pain? As we end, my prayer for you is for you to know we are meant to be in community with each other, to help each other with the center of our pain. Thank you for sharing.